So good evening, one and all. This is Sai Priya from Campus Connection. We are back with a very special guest and a very interesting personality who holds about 12 years of experience into HR industry and who have a very vast experience into HR on various verticals. Welcome, Mr. Hanidev. Hanidev he is heading the HR in Edvoy, which is an education-based company.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much, Sai. It is a pleasure to be on the podcast. I'm looking forward to this.
So welcome to Campus Connection podcast. So you have a very vast experience into the educational sector and you are heading a couple of people. It's like hundreds of people in this vertical and you are into industry for many years. When it comes to an education industry, the students, especially when we are talking about engineers, because Campus Connection mostly focus on engineers, their thought is education industries is only for teachers and trainers and content writers. So can you just give them a vague idea on how it will be useful for all vertical students, especially when it comes to engineering and MBA?
All right. So see, the trick is very simple. Now, education industry as such is a huge industry. Now, we Edvoy, we are a higher education tech platform, right? The platform needs to be built, right? For the platform which needs to be built, we need developers to do it, product guys to come into the picture, we need marketing to come inside it, right? We need designers, UX designers, right? And so these people are not your arts and science. These are the tech guys. I mean, the engineering guys are what I mean to say, right? You have testers, you have developers, you have full stack developers for that matter, right? There are so many people that we have. In fact, I remember my tech team that we have is a huge 80-member team is what we have. And that's the importance that we give to our entire tech team, which is everyone is from engineering background, right? From the CSE or IT or mechanical, that does not really matter, right? What matters to us is the skill that they hold with, right? We've recently hired a lot of freshers from the industry. We trained them for a particular month and then they're in fact top performers. I mean, they joined at a very base salary and now they're at par with people, earning at 3 years, 4 years down the line. So, which I think is a great sign. And yeah, I mean, it's a great sign for everyone. And it's definitely not that education industry only would have content writers. Yes, that is a bigger part. But the more bigger part is, we need app developers, we need, Flutter developers, we need designers, a lot of people who come from engineering background. So I look forward to have people, such people, great talent to us.
Wonderful. So, but does education industry really have scope for mechanical EEE students? Because most of them, this is the question when the students ask me, when I just go and share the JD for an educational industry, they ask me a question, is this a sales or is this into, technical writing or content writing? So is there any scope for mechanical and EEE engineers?
All right, see, let me be very brutally honest here. Mechanical, if they want to get into the core subject, then yes, education space is not for them, right? But yes, if they want to, there are a lot of people that I know of who are mechanical engineers who are working with us, right? Someone is into sales also, and someone is doing marketing as well, right? It is up to their individual skill and individual interest what they want to do. See, it is like, I mean, people are like empty clays, right? I mean, you want to put them in any shape, you get mold. And I feel mechanical engineers are the most versatile and the most resilient kids that are in the block because they manage these 4 years very difficult, right? You look at them, most of the engineering colleges, at least in the South, mechanical is only boys, right? Not being in co-ed, being only with the boys, they know how to, survive without certain basic elements, and they know, okay, that what this is my life, this is how I want to go about it, and I know they will make a way out. And I personally believe, as we as a company also believe, we do not shy away in hiring backbenchers. We love having backbenchers. They make our jobs easier, right? And mechanical engineers are basically these dark horses, right? You cannot underestimate them, right? Although the course is not very lucrative when it comes to education industry, but I am pretty sure they can do anything. Anyone can do anything, rather, right? Anyone can do anything. It's just that you need to add one add-on skill to your CV and your brains, and you're all set.
So, what are the parameters you consider when it comes to the selection process? Technical guys, of course, they'll technical check, but apart from the technical, checking, what are the other parameters you consider at?
All right. So, see, first and foremost, for me, I personally, right? I mean, as an HR for the last 15, 16 years that I've been overall, all that I've understood is that more than anything, there are two things. There is one thing called skill, and the other thing is called will, right? Skill issue can be sorted, but will issue is something that is your own issue, right? One thing is one person willing to, right? We've seen a lot of college going kids, they do engineering because their parents want them to do it, right? So I personally look at, from an HR's perspective, does he want to do this? Does he genuinely want to do this or not? Number one, the will department is what we see here, right? Then the other thing is what add-on skill that they have, right? If I'm hiring a fresher, right? Let me not talk about the lateral hiring. Let me talk about the freshers hiring, right? When I look at the fresher, I would want to see, do they have the basic understanding of how everything works? There is something called aptitude, right? Are they able to apply certain logic to it, right? Now, when I say logic, what I mean is I don't want the correct answer. I want the approach to the answer to be right. Right? Say there is a very simple question that I may ask you, that in the OMR IT expressway, from morning 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, how many vehicles do pass by? Will you be able to give me an answer? Right? It's very difficult to just, it's a guesstimate. But how will you arrive at an answer? There is a proper methodology to it. You can arrive at an answer. There is someone who will tell me, I will go to the toll booth and ask how many vehicles entered. I will look at the CCTV camera. No, my problem is very simple. Those are all answers, yes. But logical answers would be something similar, where you look at five different elements, like there are 10 IT parks in that particular area, right? In each of the IT park, at least some 20,000 people will be working, right? And at least 80% will be present on a particular day. Just right. So if you look at it, there is a breakdown of the problem that is happening. That is the approach to the solution that you have, right? You approach to the problem very nice, you approach to the solution very well. So that's how, I mean, this is something that I look at. How do you approach a problem? How do you approach to the solution? Right? You might be wrong, but if there is a logic behind it, I am looking at all that factor. And yes, the most important one, communication is super, super important. For me, English, yes, is an important criteria. English is an important criteria, not the British English or the US English that I'm expecting. But if someone can understand my English that I'm talking to you, or if someone can speak to me in English, which I'm able to understand, I am happy, right? There are basic mistakes that students do it, which is the grammatical errors. For those kids, the trick is very simple, guys. I mean, if you're listening to me, the trick is very simple. Get a girlfriend, get a boyfriend who can speak good English. That will be the best option for you. Talk to them in those language. Talk to them in that language. I'm sure you'll do it. These newspapers, reading dictionaries, these are all, yes, these are very traditional approaches, right? But if I'm talking to a Gen Z right now, those Gen Zs, they have these options. Let us give you solutions based on that. Talk to them. Now, the other part to improve that skill is very, very important, where you need to think in English and speak in English. Most of the times, what we do is we think in our regional language and we speak in English, right? Very, very basic thing where someone says, in Tamil, if they speak, hey, vella polama, that's how they speak. But in English, we say, let's go out. It's not, it is supposed to be a question, but it's a sentence coming with ah. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. So think of a question, frame a question, and then speak in English. I mean, think in English, speak in English. That's how it will. So I hope this will add a little bit of value from my side.
Very true. We
So
always,
these
like
are
in Campus Connection, we say this to the students. Don't think in Tamil and translate it to English and try to talk. It will not work. So you have to think in English to talk in English. So actually, you have covered up the other few questions which actually students wanted to ask you. Why aptitude and why communication plays a very important role, which you have already answered. But another thing is like we know in an educational industry, most of the people who joined as a teacher will end up their life like retiring as a teacher, or they'll start in their one particular level, they'll retire in the same level. Very few go up as a principal or some other position. So, what is the growth level for these engineers in Edvoy?
Okay, let me first clear the myth that education industry is just limited to schools and colleges. There is way beyond. There is a world beyond all of that, right? In education, we have seen edutech companies like Byju's, like White Hat Juniors, right? Now, there is another side of it where there is companies like Edvoy, like IDP, right? These people, I mean, what we do is we students to pursue their higher education in different industries and different countries, right? That is also education industry, right? Right. So here, what we do is we just don't hire teachers here. We hire counselors. You can come to us with us as counselors. You can work with us as a brilliant designer. You can work with us as a performance marketer. You can work with us as an HR, right? There's multiple opportunities. It's an ocean. To run a company, you need a great team. And to get a great team, we need people definitely from different streams, right? Just one particular stream. See, and one more thing, why I remember this answer now, when you were asking me about mechanical and other departments working in a different industry, that is their knowledge will not be limited. You know, person from the same industry, they will know that this is the end of the solution. They will stick to that solution only. But if you look at a different industry guy, they will come with a very different answer to it or different solution to it altogether. They will, because they don't know this is the end of it, right? They will keep on trying different ways to figure out, right? So I guess, yeah, to sum it up, there is immense growth. There is immense growth in the education space, right? I remember I hired someone 2 years back in this company, right? And who was a fresher, right? Into the sales department. They were doing counseling. And now this person is a manager already. This person is a manager already, started with a very base salary of 3 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs, now at a 4x number, right? Which in 2 years, 2.3 years is a great number to achieve. right? It is the opportunity is immense. I told you I hired a few people in tech. They were freshers from different colleges. One from someone from it was through campus connections only. It was through campus connections. I very clearly remember. The college name. I don't know if I should speak about the college right now, but right. So I hired 4 kids, out of which 3 kids are still working with us, and the fourth kid that who quit, who left to the US. He got an opportunity there. He learned everything here, right? He got trained and he's in the US right now, right? So these 3 kids are managing teams right now within a span of 2.5, 3 years now, 2.5 years. So you look at, I mean, they're at a 4x salary. They are managing a team. So the opportunity is immense. It is like an ocean. You just need to swim and you will catch a fish for sure.
That's really great, and we are very happy to get information like the students from Campus Connection are still like growing and flying in different colors. So, is there any specific technical skills which they have to learn apart from the regular technical part which they are well versed in with respect to the educational industry?
See, with respect to educational industry, in the entire space, if there is tech guys, com skills are super important. Why I will tell you, because say I will speak about my own industry right now. We are a higher education industry. Okay. We are a higher education industry and we abroad. Now, there will be a lot of courses that we need to build it in the app, right? There will be a lot of information that we need to build it in the app. And there will be technological changes. There'll be visa rules. There will be a lot of different elements that will come into picture and which needs to be put in the. So if a person does not understand all of that, that one skill, guys, I'm telling you, very, very important. Understanding English and framing it right is super important. Now, coming to the technical skill, each company has a different stack of their own, right? Every different company, like in our own industry, our different competitions that we have, they use different tech stacks. We work on MERN stack, which is MongoDB, Elastic Research, Express .js, Node, just Node, and MEVN, which is Vue.js. There are multiple stacks that we work on. We have upgraded ourselves every time we see things are slow and whatever comes latest in the market. So my suggestion to you, if you want to upgrade your skills, try to be a full stack developer, right? To learn front end and back end, whatever technologies that you might want to learn. It is up to you on your interest that you want to learn, right? But learn it the smart way. Learn it the smart way. There is an ocean inside, and there are free courses, there are paid courses, there are certification courses. I'm sure Campus Connection will help them with a lot of different courses as well. But then, yeah, the world is filled with a lot of free content outside, right? If someone is not interested here, people could also look at content outside somewhere else. But when you come, you need to be prepared. I mean, look at the JD, what is required, go through what the company needs, understand the company culture, understand the people there a little bit. I mean, look at their LinkedIn profile, look at their website. These are small tricks and traits that you can look at everything. And before you come for the interview, get to know the person who is going to interview you. So yeah, these are basic things. These are skills. These are some hidden skills which a lot of people miss out on. So I personally think these are things that no one told me back then. And I think these are all from my learnings. And I am at a particular position because of these small learnings that I had and great managers that I had in the past, right? And I always keep telling my team that you need to pass on the legacy to everyone. I still praise my 2 managers who's trained me, and I am hoping that my team does the same in future. Yeah.
True. So, one last question from me is Campus Connection is getting into hire, train, and deploy model where we will do the initial hiring and then train the students according to the company's requirement and then deploy them. So we would like to hear a few things, your opinion about it with respect to this hire, train, and deploy model from Campus Connection.
See, well, personally, if you ask me, it's a great idea. I mean, right now there is a big gap in the industry uh, where a lot of companies do not invest in training in L&D, right? I mean, even if they want to train, they don't have the actual resources to train the fresh batch of people, right? So it's a great idea to venture into. If someone does this job for me, if I want counselors in the next 3 months, and I tell Campus Connections that, boss, you help me find me 10 people who are these ready-made products. I get these 10 people. I am happy. Campus is happy. The student is happy, right? Nothing goes for wrong. So I hope and I feel it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for all of us.
So thank you so much. I know it's been a very tight schedule for me, and we have been trying to do this program for a couple of weeks. And I really thank you and appreciate you for your time, your precious time, and each and every point of yours is really valuable. It's not only for the students who are into who are looking out into the world of education, but it's a common thing for everyone who have to be taken care. Thanks once again on behalf of Campus Connection. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and I wish Campus Connection, you and the entire team, great luck. Right? I wish this goes big, viral podcast of yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.